Hi there, I'm Sean Wilmot and today we're taking a look at a mighty truck from Hyundai. This is the EX6. Now this is not the first time that Hyundai has entered into the world of the small truck market. In fact, they did come up with one about 10 years ago, and to be fair, it was a little bit dated back then. What we have today is a more powerful, purposeful look, which is particularly appropriate for the 21st century driver of today. One of the first things that drivers like to know about new trucks that they're buying is how good's the power. Okay, so the Hyundai Mighty is running a 4-litre, 4-cylinder turbo diesel intercooled engine. And wow, that was a mouthful. That power plant is a very, very good one actually. It's nicely balanced in terms of its power and torque delivery. So we're talking 125 kilowatts of power, and we're talking around about 608 newton meters of torque. Now that, coupled with that fabulous Allison transmission, and Hyundai is the only company to actually use the Allison in light duty truck applications, makes for a very, very nice, smooth, unruffled ride where you don't have to even think about how much power you're actually going to need, because you've always got it there right on tap when you need it. What we are looking for most crucially is strength in the body, and this is where Hyundai has really done a fantastic job. What we're seeing here is an I-beam, which basically is the right-hand side of the ladder frame chassis. In addition to all that, there are some niceties that Hyundai has thought of as well. Ease of access to a toolbox system, for example. Ease of access to the dual battery system. And we can clearly see that wonderful Allison transmission tunnel sitting right there at the front end, clipped onto the cab. Now, as you can see, this is quite a clever little box for this Hyundai. It's absolutely brilliantly well designed. Brilliant in as much as it's got a fantastic bank of interior lights, which are LEDs, ultra bright, really cool for loading. What we're talking about here is a box that's about 4.3 meters long. Internal measurements is about 2.2 meters wide, and it's about 2.2 meters high, which means that I can't confess to being 6'4" anymore. But that's okay, because we quite like what they've done in here. The checkerboard plate that you see here is perfectly standard, and it's beautifully crafted as well. There's some really nice joinery being done here, and it protects the interior capacity when you're loading things in with trolley jacks and things like that, which is usual practice. You've got the lashdown points up here on the side, 2 levels, 1 and 2. That's fantastic, but it's the workmanship that's gone into this. I mean, they could have just laid this down and it would have been, oh yeah, that's right, should be right, mate. But they actually did a really nice job of the finishing. Particularly in the corners, which is where the welds really show up and they're nasty. This is done and it's been crafted. It's really, really nice work. Now we've also got the ability to control up and down functionality here. With the tailgate, I can actually use the remote that's built in to the back of the vehicle. This means that I can use it safely and securely, but I can't close the door on the main system, which is really quite clever. We've also got an internal horn here, so that if by some weird chance you manage to get yourself locked in, press this button and everybody knows you're stuck. So without any further more, we do need to talk a little bit about this platform here, this up and down bit. This is capable of lifting a ton in weight, and that's really good news, because it means you can load your pallet, which is fully loaded, with a trolley jack. The whole lot just comes up and down just like an elevator. It's absolutely ingenious. This is the box that controls the tailgate section, and it's very important to have this in your mind. It's an Italian-made design, and it requires this little key to activate the little box that allows you to open the tailgate. Good safety measure. The next thing is this little box here, which is a little rubber strap, and this little lid goes up, which means you can safely tuck away your remote and secure it nice and tightly and neatly into that little box. And once it's all in place, instead of lifting the box, you drop the door down so that it's nice and safe and secure, can be tied up nice and neat, and it doesn't fall down that way and drop your expensive remote so that it can dangle on the road. Brilliant. Now when we talk about safety, when we're normally doing these reviews, the list is quite long and distinguished. But in case of commercial trucks, it's not quite so long and not quite so distinguished. Well, actually, not quite, because there's some sophisticated elements that we should talk about. We do have the airbags, of course, front and on the driver's side and the passenger side, which is very cool. We have ABS brakes, and these are supplemented on the Hyundai Mighty with four-wheel disc brakes. So all brakes are discs, not drum and disc combination, which is very cool and very modern. As far as the interior goes, the Hyundai Mighty is actually well equipped. It's better spec than I was expecting to find, quite frankly. There were some surprise and delight features here, like the suspended driver's seat. This can be adjusted to be firm or soft and ensures that you have a comfortable ride during the day. It also has lumbar support, which is, again, something that you'd expect to find in a passenger car rather than a commercial truck. And on top of that, you've got reach and rake steering adjustability, which is, again, quite interesting because you don't find that on a lot of modern cars. The steering wheel itself is slightly bigger than you'd expect to find, but that makes it really good for the buttons for the Bluetooth connectivity, which is really fantastic. It's nice and easy to use if you've got big gorilla grips like me. In addition to which, we had the USB port for charging, the auxiliary slot, which you need for whatever if you're running an older phone system with a plug-in jack. You've got a brilliant air conditioning system, which is absolutely first class. And the other thing that was really cool and interesting to find, the electrically heated exterior mirrors. What a brilliant concept is that? I suppose really when it comes down to it, what is the Mighty really designed to do? Well, that's the beauty of it. It's designed to do anything you want it to. There's a mighty number of applications for this vehicle. You can specify anything you want. You can have the box body, you can have a chiller box body, you can have a tipper unit. I love the fact that it's so drivable. I really like that Allison transmission around town. So until next time, see you on the roads.